everybody, and welcome to the Absolute Football Podcast, absolutely non-league, the show dedicated to everything from the National League North, National League South, and the National League. Do you know what? I did it in order. I didn't mean to of what we're going to be doing tonight. It's as if it was planned, but it really wasn't. And as always, it is in collaboration with NL Full Time. And speaking of NL Full Time, a face we've not seen in a while, but we're really glad to see. Joe, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Good to be on again. Always good after a win. And we've had 2 wins this week, certainly for Torquay. So, good to be back on talking about the National League.
Love that. And of course, Ben. Have we got a happy Ben? I mean, we're only doing, and spoiler alert, everyone, I do apologise, but we are just doing the 1 game week tonight. I promise it wasn't influenced by Dale not having a game against Scunthorpe and me answering any pitch issues. It was influenced by our Ben here. I'm going to blame you. But Ben, how are you just talking about this 1 game week?
Well, I'm glad I'm not having to talk about us losing to Ebbsfleet, to be honest, because 1 derby defeat's bad enough, let alone 2. So, yeah, I'm quite grateful for that. Thank you, Shah, for that. I'm all right. A bit up and down recently, but you know what? Always best to be on your podcast with a group of people you get on with really well, and love just chatting with. And there is you, Shah. Yeah, of course there is. Go on, like this guy, Shah. Go on.
A group of people you get on with, and then is Charlotte with you.
Never think that. Yeah.
Jen, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm doing all right. I've got a week off this week. It's my birthday on Saturday. So I'm just chilling. Liam had the day off today. He's going to play football now. But it was nice to actually spend a bit of time with him today. So that was nice. But back to business tomorrow. And we'll see what happens on Saturday. Not confident, but we'll see.
I feel like I have to, because obviously it's Monday now. And it'll have already gone by next Monday, so I feel like I have to sing you happy birthday now. Because I do it with everyone.
Can if you want to.
Go on, Jen, count me in.
3, 2, 1, go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Jen for Saturday. Happy birthday to you. Hip, hip. Hooray! I just feel like any excuse for me anyway, but I've done it with everyone else, so obviously I've got to do it with you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. And I do apologise for anybody who does have AirPods in or headphones. And if I have broke them, it is nearly Black Friday though, so you may be able to get some really good deals on some new ones.
Which we don't cover insurance though.
Yeah, definitely don't. Morgan, how are you?
Yeah, I'm really good. The enemy. For 1 week and 1 week only. No, really good. York are flying. Got as many goals as we've got days in November, so can't really complain about that. Flying.
Hopefully that'll come to an end tomorrow. I'm not very confident. We won't get onto it yet, but yeah, I'm not very confident. And we do have Lee, but unfortunately, he's just having a couple of issues with his internet. So we will make a start, but then we will bring Lee in and we will ask how he is as well, because we've not seen him in a while. But we've got Chris. Hi, Chris. Hope you're okay. I know. Chelmsford 2, Hornchurch 0. Shock. We've got as well Zach. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Hope you are too. And we've got Steve. I know. The good thing is though, Steve, we are talking National League North first. So you've got plenty of time to watch. And then if you do disappear for a little bit in the middle, that's fine. And then we're back to National League at the end. But yeah, we'll start somewhere different first. And then we've got if my buttons are working. Evening all. Monday nights wouldn't be the same without Shara and the gang. Oh, thank you so much, Matt. Hope you're okay. Do appreciate that. We've got Greenacres. Evening all. We've got Steve as well saying, yo, what's good? We're all good. I hope you are too, Steve. And he's also put big up. And then we've got our very own Graham. OG Graham. Hope you are okay, Graham. And we've got our So cute. I'm all in favour of not discussing the Ebbsfleet game either. Yeah, Graham's on your side. Graham's on your side. It was dead funny because I put in, didn't I? Should we do the 2 game weeks or just the 1 for graphics? And everyone, bless them, was like, oh, we'll just do the 1. I think it was saving me doing the graphics. And Ben was like, don't want to talk about Ebbsfleet.
The only good thing about it was get to see Morgan's mate Ben Brooks. So he came down for the game, which was quite nice. So got to see a few of the ex-players and everything like that. And he told us he was going to start on the Tuesday, which was good to hear. I know he's been working hard for it.
Yeah.
Really quickly as well, I do apologise. It is Luke's birthday, bless him, today. So happy birthday, Luke. Hope you have a lovely day. If you want me to sing to you, I'll sing to you at the end of the show. But if you don't want me to sing to you, if you want to keep your ears, then just put in the chat whether you want me to sing and I'll do it for you. But I will do it at the end. But yes, at least I did sing it and not get backed at. Yeah, that was a weird show. If anybody's not seen Thursday's show, there's more context into that. And I forgot to send it Anne. Hopefully you guys' weather was better than ours here in the States. My men's team kicked off. Oh, bloody hell. It's never good up north, though, the weather. Never good. We love stop podcast. Dylan,
He's changed his team. It was Port Vale the other day.
Should never do that, Dylan. Never do that. Sean has put as well. Hi all, hope you're doing well. Happy birthday for Saturday, Jen, my lovely, and hope you have a smashing time and enjoy your week off. We've got Luke as well. He has put, we are absolutely rubbish. That's my match report. I know. When I was doing the graphics, I didn't realise how far you've dropped as well, Luke. Didn't realise. We've got a smash up the likes. Thank you so much, Steve. If you haven't as well, if you could press the like button. If you do want to subscribe, if there's any new viewers as well watching, if you have never seen us before, but you do support a National League North, National League South team, and you've been to a game, please feel free to send in your match reports. But we shall get started. National League North. Joe, I'm going to come to you first. I'm going to swap me and you round. I don't know what is going on right now with my laptop. So excuse me, it's having a moment like myself. But yeah, any standouts for you on here?
Yeah, I'm going to start with Merthyr. Yes. Obviously adjusted pretty well to the National League North. And I think the guy that we're all going to talk about, hopefully we see him past January in the National League North, is Ricardo Reis. Another 2 goals for him. He's been terrific for the Martyrs this year. Just can't stop scoring, top scorer in the league, and has been terrific. 2 goals for Tyrone Marsh as well, so got to give him a mention. He's been really good for Bedford, their top scorer so far. But yeah, Merthyr, I think they're going to quite enjoy as many times Chris says, I think they're going to enjoy the sort of basketball style matches, and just trying to outscore teams. And you know, if you've got Ricardo Reis in your team, it certainly helps, doesn't it?
Yes, definitely. What a great player. Just really quickly, obviously, he did mention Chris Murphy with another tennis score. And then I was saying this off air as well. And National League is very, very similar with the home losses and the away wins. And I had to double check on all of them after I'd done them, because I thought, have I made a mistake here? Have I not done it right? But yeah, there is a lot of teams who did not win at home this week, as everyone is pointing out. But Ben, I will come to you next, and just bear with me a second. I'm just going to quickly go and grab a drink.
Yeah, okay, I'll crack on. I think for me, it's got to be, to be honest, actually got to be Spennymoor. And it's a show Charles here, because guess who scores Spennymoor Town's winner? One and only Glenn Taylor. Always seems to be popping up with the goals when it really matters. And I think we have talked about it a couple of times, but the fact is, you know, there's still got a couple of games in hand over filed, and they're only, 11 points off the top. So, you know, you win a couple of games, and then suddenly you look at the right end. I mean, to be fair, I don't think they're going to win the league, but they're certainly looking in good spirits at the moment. A quick word on Kidderminster Harriers as well. losing again this time to Darlington at home, which it's just very inconsistent of that and Murray side at the moment. I just don't know what's gone on there, whether it's just a whole change of management, and just a whole change of style around the club. I watched the highlights from that game, and Darlington, to be fair, created a number of chances, and obviously took the second goal very well. Sort of, I think it was a late goal, 90th minute or so, and huge win for them. Really, what's been a bit of a inconsistent start to the season for them. Beginning to know that my title favourites are going down the pot at the moment, because I think I should have probably thought about it, but that just shows how competitive this division's been so far.
Shall you're on mute?
It's going well. It's going really well. I just wanted to point out as well, someone in the chat has said, am I going for a drink of rum? I wish I was. I've got an Oasis. But yeah, Matt has put in the chat as well, just on Merthyr, as we were talking about previously. Hats off to Merthyr. Great first season so far in the National League North. A quick word also for Southport. Neil Dan's finally getting some results out of them. Definitely. I'm so sorry. I'm going. My chest is really bad at the minute, so I do apologise, everyone. But yeah, Jen. Anyone here you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'd probably say Buxton and Chester. I think Chester really needed that win this week. They really have been struggling this season, which has been unexpected given what happened last season. But it's good to see them getting a win on the board, and hopefully that can push them further up the table now and away from the dreaded drop.
Definitely. And just really quickly before we carry on, Lee, how are you? It's nice seeing you back as well.
I'm good now. The internet's working, hasn't crashed on me, so fingers crossed it won't do it again. But yeah, I'm very well, thank you.
Good to hear. Morgan, on to you now. Any on here that you want to give a mention to, and name as many as you like as well.
All right, so I'll go through them all. Darlington, obviously, Ben, you mentioned Darlow and Spennymoor, very good weekend for the North East. With them both winning. Don't know how often that happens with how poor Darlington have been this year. But Southport, I know it got mentioned in the chat, they're out of the relegation zone now, I think, with that win. Yeah. They've not been very good. And while we've been doing this podcast, Southport lose again, and we don't really mention them because they're near at the bottom, and they've not been one that we usually speak about. And I think they're a former Football League club, so for them to be that close to the 7th tier isn't good at all. So for them to finally get a win, that might kickstart their season, and they're unlikely to get near the playoffs. But
they were down to 10 men as well, 38th minute, they were reduced to 10 men. And then Danny Lloyd, someone who I'm familiar with from the Rochdale days, like Gillingham, is always a really, really good player, Danny Lloyd, and especially at that level. But somebody I wanted to mention as well for Southport, who I feel like he's been around at a lot of clubs but scoring, is Jordan Slew.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
There's a lot of
everywhere in football.
Honestly.
Yeah, so them getting out the bottom four for a bit. Obviously positive for them to start moving up the table.
Definitely. Just really quickly, we do have a lot of chat, and this one, obviously, Marine. I know Matt does talk about them quite a lot. So he has put, have to give my regular shout out to my team Marine. With one of the lowest budgets in the league, Bobby Grant deserves a lot of credit. Still waiting, Shad, to see your Bobby Dale shirt. I keep forgetting, please, as soon as I am off here tonight, please message me, because honestly, my brain is just, it goes in one ear and out the other. So please message me, and I promise I will try and find my Bobby Grant shirt. But yeah, he was one of my favourite players. But yeah, I do want to speak a little bit about Marine, because I know Leamington are struggling, but look at them here. Marine, 11th in the table. And as he said, on one of the lowest budgets, what are we making of Marine? And it's open to anybody to answer.
I feel like, because they kind of came onto everyone's radar during COVID, because they played Spurs in that FA Cup game. And I think they were 8th tier at that point. And it was, oh, look, there's a small team from Liverpool. They're on TV against Spurs, and they kind of got screwed over with it being COVID, because they would have packed that place out and got so much money in that could have then propelled them. But obviously they got all that TV money, and it's good to see them going from 8th tier to now very settled in the National League North, with them 11th. They're not far outside the playoffs. We see teams come into the National League, especially, you see teams go up and struggle, whereas Marine and Merthyr, we've seen them both come up into the National League North and be absolutely fine. So it's really good to see a team kind of settle and not become a yo-yo club in the 6th, 7th, 8th tier.
Definitely. Graham's put Marine making waves. And really, really quickly as well, I just did want to give Flawless a mention. He's put hello to Charlotte and the whole panel. And as I always say, if you do not subscribe to his channel, do, because he does some great content. Not only does he do his football content, he does watch-alongs, he does NBA watch-alongs. He has a gaming channel as well. So you've got everything over on Flawless's channel. So make sure you do subscribe to that. It is brilliant. But yeah, Graham, it does make me laugh when you do your little one-liners. As always, you didn't let us down. You didn't let us down. I'm just going to go to the chat because I didn't say hello to our lovely Sam. So I do apologise, Sam, and thank you so, so much for joining us. Really do appreciate it. We have got as well, Luke has put bunch of 1-2s in the league. I know. Another thing I was doing while I was doing my graphics, I was like, have I messed this up? But I didn't. For once, I didn't. Usually I do. We have got as well, before I come on to your match report, Chris, we have got, I've already read that one out. I don't know why I have put on instead. Oxford City with a very important win over Worksop. Yes, I agree. A very, very important win for Oxford City. A must needed win as well. They've really been struggling, haven't they? Really been struggling. I know if he did score an early goal, it was Jacob Roddy in the second minute, and then in the 87th minute they did get the second, which was obviously great for them. And Luke has put keep Fylde out of the National League. I mean, you need to be careful, Luke, because you are falling down that league. You don't want to be swapping places with them. You do not want to be swapping places with them. Hopefully you won't. But yes, I will quickly get on to Chris's match report. So he has put Spennymoor Town 1, Peterborough Sports 0. And he's put Peterborough Sports. It was one of those games where there wasn't that many chances in the first half, but probably more happened in the second half. The only game came from a penalty after, and then drum roll, there we go. After a sports defender handled it in the box, Glenn Taylor stepped up and scored on the 65th minute. I mean, Glenn Taylor, you can always rely on Glenn Taylor, can't you? So sorry. Lee, is there any on here that stand out to you, or any you just want to give a mention to?
Not stand out, but
yes,
I've said it a couple times that I've been on. I'm starting to get a soft spot for Macclesfield.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I always, whenever I look at the National League North now, I always look for their results. And just to see how well they're doing since coming back up. I think they're 2 points out the playoffs. Is it 2 points? Yeah, 2 points out the playoffs. With big players that went to Forest Green. I think they're doing really, really well. And I mean, 1-1 at home against Telford is never anything to knock. But yeah, I think you might see me appearing in a Macclesfield shirt one live Monday night soon, because the soft spot's growing. Yeah. But yeah, just really well done to Macclesfield.
Spoiler alert. I don't know if anyone's the same though as well, but as we are doing these shows, and even on my EFL one, I wouldn't say obviously I'm a Dale fan, but as we talk about certain teams and you follow certain people's journeys and players that you come across, especially in the lower leagues and non-league, I'm like that, where I kind of have a little bit of a soft spot. Like, everyone laughs at me for the Hemel thing, and obviously I'm like, yeah, Hemel, I've got a soft spot now. But yeah, I'm one of them where I feel like everybody has that team where you do have a little bit of a soft spot for, and you do follow them, and it's like certain results as well. I'm always doing it like we out, yeah. So I do know what you mean, Lee. But it's nice as well because I feel like with Macclesfield, they have obviously the struggles and what happened to them, and they're building themselves up. And despite obviously Robbie Savage leaving, and I know a lot of the players have gone with Robbie Savage, they are doing decent, aren't they? And it's one of them clubs that you always associate with the Football League, and they're in the Football League for so many years. And especially me being a Rochdale fan, we used to play Macclesfield like every single season, regardless, you know, when I was younger. And I'm the same with Macclesfield, where you do see them clubs, don't you, in the Football League, and you want them to kind of progress more and more because it's sad to see them.
Yeah.
And Sean, I pronounce my H's. We're over that now. We are over that. I'm posh. I'm posh. But yeah, I am just really quickly going to go to the chat again. Chris has put Shields dropping points on Saturday, and Fylde took advantage of that result. They did. We have got as well, someone needs to develop a soft spot for Slough so they can share my suffering. We do like, to be fair, we talk about Scott Davis a lot on here, don't we, in Slough? So we do have a soft spot for Slough.
If you can get Shara a shirt from Scott Davis, Steve, then you're going to have a soft spot for a soft spot fan. For Slough. She's still waiting.
Still waiting for it.
Wasn't
still
that
waiting.
Happening?
He messaged.
It
never happened, bless him. Never happened. He's probably got a lot of better things to do, though, to be fair. I will let him off. Aled has put Chester aren't even the biggest team in their city. Oh, Aled is a Wrexham fan for any newbies who don't know. Aled. And then in the chat as well, we have from Matt, Fylde and South Shields seem to be pulling away from the pack now. I mean, Joe, any other things you want to mention on National League North or any of the results on here that haven't been mentioned?
Just potentially Kings Lynn. I don't think anyone's mentioned them. Obviously, in the Culverhouse back there now. They've had a couple of good results. They're not winning regularly, but to go to South Shields and win that game. I know South Shields, I think they lost just for shaking that one to a bad injury. But that's a good point for them away at South Shields. So be interesting to see how they get on within Culverhouse back there. I see they got rid of Michael Giassi in the week, which is a bit of a surprise. Player that started the season really well. But yeah, he's back there, and if he can do what he did last time, then it'll be a success.
Definitely. I weren't sure, Ben, which one did you mention when I went to get a drink?
I mentioned Spennymoor, actually, because I talked about your man Glenn Taylor.
Yes, the Spennymoor one. And obviously Darlington, great win for Darlington, at Kidderminster. And just on here as well, Radcliffe, they're still doing a bit, aren't they? They're still doing a bit. They're third. Am I right in saying third? Bear with me a minute. Yes, they are. Still going strong.
That's a team that I had to be relegated as well. So like I said last time I was on Radcliffe, I apologise. I really do. I had you going down, and I've been proved very wrong.
Don't worry, Lee. I voted Truro City to get relegated last year, and they won the blooming league. So
same. And I had Luton to win a championship. Me. I mean,
wow.
This is what makes me laugh when people come at me for the relegated teams I predicted. I'm thinking, mate, you should be happy I had your team to get relegated because I'm always wrong. It's like I've stayed your team. Honestly. Green Acres has put as well. I keep an eye on Mac too, just to see who we might sign next. Love that. So very, very quickly, we will read out the National League North table. So top of the National League North, we have AFC Fylde on 38 points. South Shields are second on 36 points, but they do have 2 games in hand. Do need to remember that. Radcliffe are third on 29 points, also 2 games in hand. And then we have Scarborough, who are 4th on 29 points. Merthyr Town are 5th on 28 points. I mean, wow. Very, very happy with Merthyr in the start they've had. Spennymoor are 6th on 27 points. Kidderminster Harriers are 7th on 27 points. And then in the relegation zone, we do have Southport. They are 21st on 15 points. Peterborough Sports are 22nd on 14 points. Alfreton, they are 23rd on 14 points. And Leamington are bottom of the National League North on 13 points. I mean, I know it's a long season. There's still plenty of games to go. But what are we making about Leamington? I think you, Jen, did you have Leamington to go down this season? I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah, I think I knew they'd struggle. I mean, as you say, it's early in the season. You can't say what it is. It's for them, it's a couple of wins and they're out. It's the same in the National League at the minute. And I do feel for them. But again, it's a long season. So anything could happen. So they've just got to keep fighting and keep pushing on. And hopefully they can get some results to get them out. Because once you're out of it gives you that sigh of relief that, okay, we're out of the relegation zone, let's try and get a bit higher up. But yeah, it's a horrible situation to be in for them.
Definitely. And even just looking at it, the teams outside the relegation, there's not much between it really, is there? So above them, you've obviously got Oxford City, who are 20th, same points, but a better goal difference. Hereford are getting dragged into it as well, aren't they? They're struggling this season, just 1 point above it. But then you've obviously got the likes of AFC Telford, with 17 points, 2 points above it. Worksop, just 3 points above it. And then obviously the likes of Chester's. Like your Chesters, who did very, very well last season, they're getting dragged into it as well. And you think, I know, like I've mentioned, there's still a long way to go at the moment, but just looking at it, it's anyone's really, especially considering Peterborough Sports are picking up the points now, aren't they? Since obviously Phil Brown came in, he's got them obviously picking up results. And as we mentioned with Southport, they picked up the result at the weekend. So it's anybody's really at the minute, isn't it? It's quite interesting to see.
Yeah. I just can't believe how bad it's been for Hereford, to be honest. I mean, I've just looked at their home record's been pretty poor. They've only won, I think, 2 home games this season so far. So you can imagine that Paul Caddis must be under huge pressure there because they are one of the bigger clubs in that division. Definitely. But, proving to yourself it's not all about money and everything. And look, they are probably fearing the worst if you're a Hereford fan. If you're getting dragged down like that, you've got clubs that are much smaller than you in terms of resources that are above you, then you have got to think that something maybe needs to change. I don't know. We're big fans of Paul Caddis on this podcast, and you don't want to see him go. But if you think they could, in the next week or so, they could be dragged into that bottom 4, which is just unthinkable, really, for a club of their stature. With the ground they've got and everything, it'd be a massive shame. But you still, I'm guessing that he'll still have the faith that they can drag them out of it. But home form's got to change massively.
Definitely. Just something else I wanted to mention as well, what did make me laugh as well, Chris. Goal difference for Marine is baffling. So obviously Marine are 11th with a -7 goal difference. I mean, fair play the fact that they're 11th on 23 points, but a -7 goal difference it's crazy there, isn't it? Crazy. But then again, Kidderminster, they're in the playoffs with like a 0 goal difference, aren't they? Yeah.
Only 3 teams in the entire league have double digits. Like Scarborough 4-3, Merthyr 3. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's small wins and big losses, but like Worksop -10. You've got the bottom 3 all getting hammered. Marine -7, and then you've got the top 3 that have really good ones. I don't know what's going on with these goal differences.
Crazy. Has anybody else got anything they want to say on National League North before we move on? No.
Yeah, just seeing,
no problem, like.
seeing Southport, how far they've dropped down over the years and everything. And at the moment they're not looking too good. And also, again, every club that I said was going to get relegated isn't. Not one. So I think it's like you, Shah. When you say a team's going to get relegated, they end up doing really well.
I'm just a jinx. I'm just a jinx. Then again, I've had Dale to get promoted, so oops. So the all Dale fans probably shouldn't have had that one. Oops. But yes, right. Who wants to go first? Ben, Lee, or Joe?
Oh.
We can't do rock, paper, scissors, unfortunately, because it's free.
No, we did right last time. I'll go first if that's all right.
Of course you can. Of course you can.
So, Worthing, we've sort of found form since Hinch has been back, and yeah, we're definitely back up there now and fighting to get into the playoffs. And 4-0 win against Hemel Hempstead isn't a bad result at all, because even Hemel Hempstead were picked to be in and about this season. So yeah, for what he's done since he's come back in, and he's finally found us sort of form and a team that is sort of gelling properly and working together now. You can really see it. And Ollie Pearce, who we don't need. Don't know who that person was before saying Ollie Pearce is coming back, but it definitely wasn't me. He only scores penalties, so it's fine.
Oh, why do you always say it when we're playing them next? Just got a scissor kick, a header, everything tomorrow, Lee.
You'd probably be quite happy. He's missed 3 penalties this year, I think. Missed one against Sutton. One against, I think he's missed 3 penalties this year. So he doesn't
score one tomorrow now, Morgan.
Yeah.
Oh, happily. Anyway,
but yeah, it's just really good to see Worthing now found form, and we're going up the table, and fingers crossed, could we get playoffs and make it 4th time lucky? Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be very surprised. Just to jump in on that, I'd be very surprised if Worthing don't get playoffs.
Yeah.
The way they're playing. Yeah, they seem very confident at the moment, scoring goals. Brad Dollahan's seems to be scoring every week.
What a player.
And yeah, I'd be very surprised if they're not in at least the top 7, and it wouldn't surprise me if they go and win it, to be honest. The way they're playing.
I'll take that.
I feel like Hedgewood didn't get the chance to finish the job that he started there, a couple of years ago, and I feel like if he can now stick it out to the end of the season with the resources he's got now, and obviously, I think they're pretty much going full time, aren't they? So everything is there now for Worthing to get there to the National League. And you do think, was it be 3rd, 4th time lucky now for them? So yeah. So I think after a very slow start to the season now, I think the management change has probably worked out for the best of them. I think it couldn't have come at a better time, to be honest. And I think, like I said, results speak for themselves. He's gone back playing to what they were a couple of years ago under him, and there was such a strong force. And like you say, who needs Ollie Pearce when Brad Dollahan's knocking in the goals now, and he's just a player that I think a lot of teams in this league will fear coming up against. So I think I'm with Joe, to be honest. I think I would expect him now to go and at least finish in the playoffs now. Is it a bit too much for them to maybe try and catch up with the likes of Hornchurch and Weston at the moment? Possibly. But again, we're only a third of the way the season through, and you can't. They won't be able to maintain it forever. But if they can keep, winning, going a 4 or 5 game winning streak with the odd draw, maybe the odd defeat here and there, I think they could well be, within a chance. But it's still very early to tell. But great what they're doing at the moment.
Yeah.
Jen, do you want to mention Ollie Pearce just to rub salt in my wounds, ready for tomorrow?
I'm saying nothing. I'm saying absolutely nothing.
Thank you. Birthday, wasn't it, Jen?
Yeah.
Could you imagine though, Ollie Pearce scores a hat-trick of penalties tomorrow?
100%. 100%. Because he's missed 3 penalties. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah, can you do the same on the 15th as well?
Then again, we didn't have Oliver Watmouth in there when we played you last, Morgan. He's not been called up for internationals.
I feel like
Make sure of it.
Ollie Pierce is just kind of derailing National League South chat. It's like
I know.
Everyone
mentioned it. I was like, no, don't do this. Right, we need a subject changer. Joe, Ben, who wants to talk first? Do not mention Ollie Pierce. It's a swear word.
I'll let Joe go first. Terrific win for them all on the road at the Maidenhead.
Like London Buses, been waiting for an away win all season. Obviously, I was at the first win of the season away from home against Salisbury, and 2 wins in a week. Beating Farnborough on Wednesday night. Really good performance. Follow that up with a really good performance against Maidenhead. 2-1 win. Callum Dolan with another screamer. He's been terrific for us since coming back from injury. And it's looking good at the moment. I feel like we're just finding our rhythm at the moment. Obviously, Cody Cook out the team, which is a big loss. He's still injured, so we had to adapt to being without him. Louis Dennis, who's been sort of better as a sort of number 10, who's been amazing for us, has had to play as a striker the last couple of games. It seems to be clicking. We're playing with more confidence. We're popping the ball around. Some of the football against Maidenhead was really, really encouraging. Not a lot of football for Maidenhead, I don't think. Good win up to third. Going well.
Love it. Ben.
I mean, ours wasn't as much as spectacular because we beat bottom of the league, but
you still had to beat them, though.
You have to beat them, yeah, exactly. And Chippenham are a club I've got a lot of time for. They've got some good people with that football club, and on a solid foundation, been an established club in this league. But I do fear for them at the moment. It's not looking good for them. It's because the game, for once, I could say the game was done by half time, which is the very first time I think I could probably say that this year. 3 first half goals. We made a couple of changes, but Hamza Kargbo, to give his first start for the club, and an absolute nuisance he was for Chippenham. They just couldn't handle him. We've been praying for a big number 9 to really, dictate the play in that final third. And Dion Moore, as good as he's been in there for us, Cargo brings a little bit more in there in terms of height and also presence inside that 18-yard box. It was a terrific header from Jeffy Tanger's cross to put us ahead. Then he had a hand in the second goal as well. Terrific cross from our centre back Lexus Beeden from the left-hand side. He heads it back across goal, which was a difficult header because he's sort of leaning backwards, and John Gilbert's there to just tap in. And then on the stroke of just about seconds before half-time, Dejon Golding added a third. Which just about bounced over the line. No, it was pleasing. Look, it was always going to be difficult for the players. They were under huge pressure after losing 2 derby games in a week because you win 3 in a row. Everyone thinks we're back, and then you lose to Tunbridge, and everyone suddenly throws their toys out the pram again. It's just like there's no sort of winning for the players at the moment. And look, we are about where I probably expected us to be. Look, we're not great at the moment. We're not entertaining to watch. We never really have been, to be honest, the last few years. But George will always get a response out of those players one way or the other. And, he's done that. Look, Chippenham, a hard side to beat, to be fair, but it was going to be very difficult to break them down. But once we got the first goal, we never really looked back, to be honest. I hope they can turn it around there. I like Gary Horgan and what he's done down there, with, again, the limited resources that they have at Chippenham. But it's not looking good for the moment. They haven't won on the road. I don't think they've picked up a point on the road yet, which is bit of a shock considering that they've built themselves on being a very tough side to beat, but wasn't the case in Saturday. But pleased we're back into winning ways again, and still just outside the players. The team's got a couple of games in hand, but look, I'm happy where we are at the moment. So onwards and upwards. Now we've got a nice little trip on Saturday to Joe's team at Torquay, so in the FA Trophy.
Podcast derby.
I'm looking forward to the 6 o'clock start in the morning. It's going to be beautiful. I'm looking forward to it, though. Be a good cut tie, I would have thought. And Joe's lucky because they've got 2 of our players on international duty, so we're going to be low in numbers for a little bit, but we'll see how we go on.
Don't like international duty. I don't. I really, really don't. So, yes, just for a little bit more context as well, Lee was talking obviously about the Worthing 4, Hemel Hempstead 0. Joe was talking about where is it? Maidenhead United 1, Torquay United 2, and then obviously Ben was talking about Maidstone United 3, Chippenham Town 0. Jen, I'm going to ask you next. Any on here that you do want to give a mention to?
It'd be Western Superman and Eastbourne. I feel like obviously Western had a huge loss against Hemel last week, so that was a big one for them. So they needed to come back and bounce back if they really wanted to be in the title charge, and they won 2-1, which is great for them, which pushes them. They're still in second place, so it's exactly what they needed to still be in the charge for the title, and it's crazy to see them so far up that table.
For Mr. Luke's birthday, I don't know why I said Mr. Luke. It's because I read it as Mr. Luke. Sorry, Luke. It's your birthday name. A 0-0 for his birthday as well. I wanted to point that out. The only 0-0 on here and the only draw on here as well. So that was Bath City 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 0. Morgan, any on here that you want to talk about?
Horsham 1-0 against Slough. I know Steve's going to hate me for bringing up that game because I think he's kind of trying to avoid.
I've got a match report too.
But Horsham, they're one of the teams that we didn't really think about when it came to the top 7. Obviously, last year's title race or playoff race was insane with the teams that went up plus Maidstone and Torquay, and then you add Ebbsfleet to that, Dagenham to that, Maidenhead to that. Worthing obviously going for a 4th time lucky. There's a lot of teams that you'd look at National League South and say they're going to be in and around the playoff race. Western as well. So Horsham are 4th, they're winning again, and yes, it's against a team that's struggling, but Horsham have won. They've just got Ricky Aguiar on loan from York that I think is only going to help them. They seem really, really excited about it. He barely played for us, but if he's dropping back down to that level, if he's going back to kind of where he came from, he should be happy, confident, playing the league that he should be too good for. The Horsham's title, or not title race, promotion hopes should continue as the season goes on.
And bless him. The last message of this really did make me laugh, and you'll all get it in a second. So I will read it. So Steve has put obviously from the Slough perspective. So that's Horsham 1, Slough 0. We couldn't win a game if we kicked off 3-0 up, bless him. And then he does go on to mention Horsham away, we actually played all right. Massive improvement from the disaster class against Bath. Definitely had the better of the chances first half, but second half we came out looking for a point and, bear with me, and yet we never got out wide to stop crosses, defended poorly, and we're asking to concede all of the second half. The keeper made some really good saves, but after we made a clumsy tackle in the box, we conceded from the spot with 5 minutes to go. And then he's also mentioned, bless him, I didn't want to make my match report too long, but I could write a book on what a horrific footballer. Oh, I'm not going to say that. I hate it. Like, I know some people don't rate certain footballers, but I don't like calling footballers. So
good thing his brother's all right though, isn't it, Steve? His brother must make up for it, at least defensively.
I just wanted to ask you all though, from a Slough perspective, are we worried for them?
No, I wouldn't be. Obviously, they're still in the FA Cup, so I think their interest is a little bit on that at the moment. They haven't got the squad of other players. They haven't got the squad of other teams in the league. That is what Slough are. They've had to take a gamble on a lot of players from lower levels to step up. So I'm expecting them to improve as the season goes on. But yeah, I mean, they play some really good football. Sometimes that makes them a little bit more susceptible at the back. I know the Slough fans said they couldn't win a game if they started 3-0 up. But, ultimately being that attacking will win them games. And I look at some of the teams down there, the likes of Chippenham, etc., that can't score. The likes of Enfield. who are down there, I'd certainly say that Slough have got a better chance of getting themselves out of it because they do score goals, and on their day they can beat teams. So I wouldn't be too worried. I think for Scott Davis, the aim every year is just to stay up and have a good little cup run, because they just don't have the firepower or the finances to compete.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'd agree on that. Like, I think it doesn't help as well. They've had a lot of injuries as well in the last couple of months, which obviously, I mean, I think when they played us, they'd only got a couple of players back for him. Scott Davis, who I think he can play in various areas now, but he was playing centre back against us a couple of weeks ago, and it's not, he's normally sitting in midfielder, so he has really had to adjust around. I do feel a bit sorry for him because he hasn't got that luxury, like as Joe said, of a big squad to choose from, and he's probably having to call on a few youngsters as well to help out. I think maybe a couple of signings might be able to help. Again, I don't know whether ownership or not can help out with that. You know full well what you're going to get with Sal. That they're a very hard-working team. They'll always find a way. Scott Davis is, results speak for himself. The fact he manages to keep Slough in this league on a regular basis, more than comfortable as well, by the way, it's just a testament to what a good coach he is. And I think if anyone's going to get him out of this situation, it'll be him. That's for sure. I'm still confident they won't go down, but they do need a little bit of help and a few extra recruits to really help them dig them out of the situation they're in. And again, like I said, the cup could be a massive distraction as well for them.
They lost goals in obviously Slavis Basov as well, didn't they? Who's moved to Southend. Yeah. So obviously they do have that. But no, I'm in complete agreement with you guys. It's like we mentioned in the National League North, it is a very long season, and if anyone is gonna get themselves out of it, it's gonna be Scotty Davis and Slough. Like, I completely agree. And Steve did mention as well, I'm not going to entertain relegation thoughts unless we lose to the Black and White Scum on Boxing Day and are in the relegation zone in the new year. Bless him. Hopefully that won't happen. Ben, I'm going to come to you again now. Any on here you do want to give a mention to?
I think I've got to pick Salisbury. Really good win on the road at Chesham. I think Chesham have been excellent so far in the season, and probably have exceeded my expectations so far because I had them in the bottom four, and they're still sort of knocking on the door of the playoffs and that. And Salisbury, look, it's been a tough period for them, for Brian Dutton. I think again they've had injuries to contend with to key players that I think a lot of people were excited by at the start of the season, so they've had to adapt. I think it was a late penalty for Noah Coppin that got them the points in the end. And Chesham's a really hard place to go to. Look, the pitch is a massive leveler there. It's never been the nicest pitch to play on. So they would have had to really dig deep for that. And against a Chesham side that would be very used to it. But for Brian Dutton, that would have taken a little bit of stress off in that, especially with them being in and around the bottom four. And so puts them a 3-point gap between them and Enfield now, which is key. Because again, that's the thing. If they can just keep that momentum going now, I still think that Salisbury can do okay this season. It's still a lot to ask for, because by this sort of point of the season, you start to get a feel of where teams are probably going to be in and around, maybe probably in the next month we'll definitely know, I think. But getting a win on the road at a tough venue like Chesham is huge for them, and they've got to make sure now that they just don't make it a one-off, and they've got to follow it up with a good result on Tuesday. I think they're playing against Enfield tomorrow, so. If they can win that, then all of a sudden pressure has been put on all of the bottom four because there's a bit of a gap between them and the bottom four.
Joe, is there any you want to give a mention to again? You don't have to just pick one if there's more than one.
I mean the one that I would perhaps give the highlights to is Stover.
Yes.
We haven't talked about them a great deal. When they came to play more, obviously Torquay won that game, but I was really, really impressed with what I saw. I thought Dover were a decent side. Just perhaps lacked the firepower, but they certainly played some really nice stuff. Always going to be competitive, and obviously, I say they didn't have the firepower, but they still put 4 past Enfield. I think for them the aim was survival, and I've certainly seen enough from them so far to suggest that they'll be more than comfortable. He's doing a good job there, Jake LeBeau. Obviously not got the biggest budget. He's recruited some really good players. They're doing a good job. And that's the sort of game that, no disrespect to Enfield, if Dover are going to stay in the league, they've got to beat the Enfields.
Definitely.
For the league. You've got to win your games at home against them. So, good win for Dover.
Steve put as well that Enfield did have 9 men. And I just wanted to do a spoiler. I know it is a non-league show, but we do have a goal in League 2. Cheltenham have pulled one back against Notts County. And we have got in the chat as well, Yorkshire drummer, good evening all. Sorry about that.
I hope the two that got sent off for Enfield are going to be suspended for 3 games, because that means they missed the game against us. So that would help.
I love that. Anybody else got any if they want to give a mention to on this slide that we haven't spoke about, or if there's any talking points in National League South? Anybody in the chat as well, feel free.
I was just going to mention Chelmsford just because they're front 2, because they've just got Ini Effiong, I think, on loan from Woking, I think it is. And so their front 2 is now Lyle Taylor and Ini Effiong, which in National League South is a bit ridiculous. I think they're still 2-0 up. Last thing someone said in the chat is it was 2-0 after about an hour. So obviously they beat Hampton 1-0, 2-0 there. They beat Braintree in the FA Cup really easily. I think they started quite slow, Chelmsford, but if they get kicking, then they are going to really start rolling. And it's another team you can just add to that playoff chaos that by 40 games, 46, as we get close to the end of the season, 40, 43 game mark, it's just going to be chaos of roll the dice and hope to see what happens. So, yeah, Chelmsford's firepower is going to be scary going forward.
Yeah. Got Jack Barham to add on top of that as well. He's
100%, yeah.
They've got a National League front forward. That's one thing. If they don't get at least a playoff place, God knows how to think how much money they're going to lose by the end of the season. So the pressure's been put on Angela Harrop now to deliver. Because, especially with obviously, again, a bit like Slough, they've got the FA Cup focus on with a very winnable tie in the next round against Western-super-Mare. So it's a case of, look, do they really want to go for it and push on, for the third round of the FA Cup and tend to get the massive tie, or they're willing to possibly let it slide in with a chance to give Western that distraction and, for them to really push on the league. It's a really hard call at this moment, but I think if you're Chelmsford or Western, you both want to get to the third round of the FA Cup, because you'll never get a better opportunity than this. I wouldn't blame either club, to be honest.
I think with Chelmsford, with the amount of money they're kind of operating with at the moment with that front 4, if they beat Western, it's a one-off game, you treat it like your cup final, win that, and then you get Spurs away or something, and you just recoup all that money that you're going to be spending on Effiong and Barham and Taylor and the rest of that squad. I think they just have to treat that Western game like it's their biggest game of their career. Just go out, win that, and then you can recoup any money that they're going to be spending. So if they don't go up, they're not in a complete black hole.
Lee, did you have something you wanted to mention before as well? Sorry, before we move on.
Yeah, it was just mentioned the Farnborough Dorking game.
Yeah.
Sort of a good, really good win for Farnborough at home, 2-0. But looking at Dorking, I know they're in the playoffs, but do you think, like Mark, this is where he'd want to be at this point of the season, or do you think he would have wanted to be where, say, Torquay, Western-super-Mare are sort of sitting now? Obviously, lost in the playoff final last season, and we always know with Mark that if he got ready, he wanted to go straight back up. So looking at it now, do you think would you reckon he's happy where they are, or I'd think he'd want to be higher up?
Yeah, I think potentially. You always want to be higher if you're not first. But yeah, I think Mark will be fairly happy. I think he will be confident that as long as they finish in the top 7, they can get promoted, because they've done it before via the playoffs. They haven't really been at their best yet, and they're still within touching distance. You talk there about, would they want to be in Torquay's position? They're only 2 points behind, and they absolutely murdered Torquay the other week, 3-0. So, yeah, I think Mark will be fairly happy. You're always going to have injuries with them. That's just because of the way their pitch is. And they always seem to pick up injuries, but they're in and around it. And we're only played, a third of the season? And they're only 4 points off second. So, yeah, I think he'll be happy. As much as he comes across as very, very confident, I think he even appreciates that, it is a tough league. And to finish in the top 7, I think he'll be happy.
Yeah, I think it doesn't help. I don't think they've lost Alfie Rutherford to injury the last couple of weeks as well. With again, a man that knows exactly how Mark wants to play his football, and he's a big part of that because he provides the goals to them alongside Jason Pryor. So they probably are. They're about where I expected them to be honest. I didn't expect them to be sort of top three at this moment in time. I just feel like they got a big, lesson learned in the National League South last year, coming back down because Mark probably thought they were just going to absolutely storm it. And then obviously, they didn't think they knew how tough the league had got since they'd left. And obviously that's the thing, and this year hasn't got any easier for them. And again, they haven't recruited, like I said, we speak about them, that they don't recruit massively. They always tend to add 2 or 3 players in their side. They've got a good core of that team, but the trouble is, again, it's depth for them, and you lose a couple of players, particularly in forward areas. They are struggling a little bit. So rather for it to be a big miss, I don't know how long he's out for, unless there's any Dorking fans in the chat to be able to tell us. But that's a massive loss for them. As long as he's out for the game against us in a couple of weeks' time, I'm quite happy about that. But because he always seems to score against us. But I think Mark will be pretty pleased. But then again, Mark, he's a winner. He wants to be top of the league. He wants to have won every single game.
Yeah,
but I think for what they've got at the moment, I think 7th place is probably just as well of where they deserve to be at the moment.
Right. The National League South table, it has changed at the moment because obviously if there's a certain game going on. I am going to read it from my phone, by the way. So, because, you all know my eyes are very, very dodgy. I do need to get my glasses fixed. So, top of the table, despite them losing at the moment, we do have Hornchurch on 38 points. Messed it up already. Second, we have Weston-super-Mare on 32 points. Torquay are third on 30 points. Horsham, they are fourth on 29 points. Fifth, we have AFC Totton on 28 points. Hemel Hempstead, they are 6th on 28 points. And Dorking Wanderers, they are 7th on 28 points. And in the relegation zone, 21st, we have Enfield Town on 12 points. Slough are 22nd on 12 points. Eastbourne Borough, they are 23rd on 11 points. And Chippenham Town, unfortunately, are bottom of the National League South on 7 points. Just wanted to really quickly go to the chat. So Chris has put, speaking of goal difference, Worthing's goal difference is a standout with the teams around them. So yes, Worthing obviously do have a 13 goal difference, which is really good. Second best, isn't it? Second best in the league, just behind Hornchurch on 16. But obviously now, they won't be on 16 now, will they? Be on 15? 15, won't it? No?
Yeah.
14.
No.
14.
Yeah.
They're 2-0 down, haven't they? So yeah, 14. I failed maths. That's what I was helping on. I was hoping some of you would save me. I wasn't making it too obvious.
Sorry.
I was trying not to make it too obvious.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that I think potentially, last year Torquay lost the league title to goal difference.
Yeah.
And that's the one reason why I think potentially if Worthing are up there, they could win it, because they don't just win 1-0, they win 3 and 4-0. They don't take their foot off the gas. So yeah, it's always a benefit to have that good a goal difference.
And also that mentality as well. That's really what really annoyed me actually about Saturday is, as good as we were and got the 3-0 win, we just stopped playing in the second half. And you're like, I don't think people realise how much goal difference makes a massive difference. I would rather go and kill teams by 6 or 7 goals, and because sometimes people go, it's to respect your opponents. Like, don't respect the opponent. Go and smash them. If the goals are there for the taking, go and make a statement to the league. That's the thing. That's what Worthing are doing at the moment. They're making a huge statement by smashing things by 4 goals now, and that's what ultimately what might get promoted. And if we ended up looking back on the season, think, we hadn't taken our foot off the gas up and won a couple of games, and we only needed a couple more goals, then we'd be having a different conversation. But I hate it when teams stop playing at a comfortable lead. Like, just keep playing. At the end of the day, supporters come to watch the game. Don't make it boring for them. So, just my personal opinion. I don't know about everyone else, but it really does. It's one of my biggest pet peeves in football.
We have got in the chat as well. Yorkshire Drummer has put, would love Worthing to come back up with Hinge. And then Luke has put as well, a fun fact. All of the National League North clubs this season have names on the back of their shirts. However, the National League South only have one team who don't, which is Enfield.
Oh.
As well in the chat, can we also mention Nicky Wheeler, who has recently announced his retirement? Great player for us, Dorking, and a great player for Worthing. Top bloke.
Yeah, well, I'm delighted he has, because he always blooming scores against Torquay. But no, yeah, a great player, and yeah, always been in and around good teams, isn't he, at the level. I remember him part of that Woking team that went toe to toe with Torquay in the National League South. Yeah, and he's always a safe bet for a goal from 30 yards, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's the good. And to go on with Joe's point, he was part of the toe-to-toe battle between us and Dorking for the title a few years ago. So he's always been those sides in around the top, and look, he's a terrific player. And do you know what? In fact, he even scored against us a couple of months ago, actually. You know, I've always admired Nicky Wheeler to be there as a player, very tricky winger. And to be perfectly honest, I was a bit shocked because I thought he might still had a bit to offer, you know, between now and the end of the season, because I really don't think he's gone off the pace at all. But, you know, look, a lot of things come into it, you know, whether it's family related or, you know, you just don't feel like you can commit the time anymore. I think he's 35 now, so it's not a bad time to retire. But yeah, no, nothing but huge respect for Nicky Wheeler. What he's done, he's been a great advocate for this level of football and above. So, you know, massive respect to him.
Right. So, National League it is. And do you know what? I'm going to come to you first, Jen. Morecambe 2, Sutton United 2. Do you want to talk to us about Morecambe? I mean, 2-0 lead again, wasn't it?
It's just Morecambe. It's half as all I'm going to say. So literally Morecambe. No, it was one of them games where going into it, it's a relegation battle. Plain and simple. It's two teams at the bottom of the table that needed the points. So going into it, I was like, right, if we win this, huge. Out the relegation zone could be massive going into the next few games that we've got, because we've only got one game rearranged now left, and then we're up to date. So going into it, I was a bit like, right, we need to win this. Like, if we don't win this, it's going to turn toxic, and let's just say it's turned massively. But we looked good. We looked really good in the first half, and we just couldn't finish for some reason. But then it got to, I think it was like the 43rd or 45th minute. It was in added time. Miguel, our best friend, obviously scored an absolute banger, like unreal goal from him. He is probably one of our best players at the minute. He is incredible, and he's honestly such a nice guy as well, which makes it even better. So going into it, we're like, right, 1-0 up. Let's just try and get a few more in the second half. Let's bury it. Let's just get it done. And then we go into the second half. Jake Kane smashes an absolute worldie of a goal. Again, another player that is just incredible. I highly, highly rate Miguel and Jake. But then Aaron's decided to make a mistake on the 70th minute or something like that, and had gone in badly, and they obviously got a penalty from that. Scored that penalty, and our heads just dropped. I don't know what it is when the other team scores, but our heads just drop instantly. And when I saw that we got a penalty, I was like, if they score this is going to change the whole game. And it did. 2 minutes later, they scored again, and it was a draw. And it's like, we've literally just thrown away a 2-0 lead. I couldn't help myself when we were 2-0 up at half-time to go and look at the table. And if we would have won that, we would have been out the relegation zone. It's that close at the minute. It's literally one win and you're out. And I think if we would have got out, it could have been huge, especially at home. So to throw away a 2-0 win felt like a loss. It didn't feel like, oh, it's all right, we've gained a point from that. It felt like a huge loss. And it's hard at the minute. Obviously, I don't know if everyone has seen, but there was a tweet that went out on Friday about some racist stuff that has been said to some of our players. Not just to our players, to Ash, to the management, to the staff, to everyone. there has been a certain video leaking that has been sent to the staff and has been dealt with that came some racist abuse to one of our players. I think it's absolutely atrocious if you are standing and watching your team and you think it's all right to shout a certain thing at a player who is just doing his job. And I really hope he didn't hear it personally, because if I was there, I would have said something. There is no chance if someone is racist in my football ground that I am not saying a word. The fact that it got pushed towards it to the club, Liam seen it. Liam had to watch it. He had to know what was going on. So from my point of view, if you are going to a football ground and being racist, just stop. Don't do it. The humans, yes, they are footballers, and yes, sometimes they have a bad game or whatever, but that does not give you an excuse to go and be racist and say horrible things to them, because at the end of the day, they're humans and they can hear it. So it's been dealt with. The club's dealt with it incredibly well. And it's going to show if you are going to be racist, you're going to get what you deserve at the end of the day, and they're not coming back to the ground. End of story. But other than that, I just think at the minute it's difficult to be positive at the minute. But I think also from my point of view, I just think we're still in that element at the minute where we're finding our feet. The team are gelling together. It's just one of them where if we just get a few wins on the board, it could be huge. Like literally that win on Saturday, because it took us out the relegation zone. Like it's that close at the minute. So I think from my point of view, I'm still behind this team 110%. We will get them results. We have an incredible set of lads that work hard day in, day out. Some of them literally live an hour, 2 hours away and are coming in every day to train. So I think from my point of view, couple of wins and we'll be absolutely fine. I don't think we have anything to worry about at the minute. It's just one of them where it was a relegation scrap. It's going to be a tight game and it's annoying to lose it, but then at the same time it's like it shows that we have the determination to go and win games. We just need it to be a little bit better in the second half and maybe bring a sub on a little bit earlier because the lads are getting tired. But other than that, I couldn't be any more positive and love this team because I generally think we will be absolutely fine.
You're scoring goals as well, aren't you? It's just a defense. It's a defensive side of it, isn't it? But I think it's the way. It's a way, obviously, Ash wants to play football, isn't it? Like, you're very attacking, aren't you? Yeah. Very good, like, football, and it's just the little tweaks, isn't it? Like, defensively, that you do need to sort out, because if we did sort them defensive tweaks out, you're going into games, you're controlling the games as well. And, like I said, you are scoring goals. Yeah, you're creating opportunities.
Like, it is literally just our defence. We can sort that out in training. Jamal Blackman, who's in goal, has been incredible for us for the past couple of games. He has done some incredible saves to keep us in the game. So to have him in the sticks until January, I really hope we keep him until the end. But to have him in between the sticks, it's just a training thing with the defence that needs sorting, and I generally think we will be absolutely fine going forward.
Right, Morgan. Talk to us.
About York City.
About York. You cannot mention the initials O and P. I'm joking.
Ollie Pierce.
It's always one and it's always Lee. I'm joking.
Thing is, right, if I go one way and I mention Rochdale, I'll probably annoy you. If I go the other way and mention Gateshead, I'll annoy Luke in the chat. I can't go either way.
Luke's got his match reports all mixed up, so I don't know how I'm going to read it because I don't know which one's which. But it's his birthday, so we'll let him off.
I mean, I don't know how much you want to talk about. I know we're not talking about that week.
Luke has put York away. Was it really worth going all the way to York to witness a horror show?
Yeah.
Put a little bit more context on it, Morgan.
I mean, we were 3-0 up after half an hour. It was game over really easily. It was one of the easiest games I've seen us play. First goal, who got the first goal? Josh Stones, who's now got 3 and 3. Really, really well worked. Comes to him at the back post. Pierce dummies it and just smashes it home. Second goal, Felix has, for some reason, Felix has loads of space in the box and just pass it past the keeper, easy. And then Alex Hunt, of all people, scores a header, 3-0 after 29 minutes, I think it was. It was game over. And I just sat there relaxed and thought, well, this is easy. We made it.
I'm going like, do some cleaning while you're speaking, Morgan. You finished.
I'll talk about the other games, then Rochdale, and then you can go clean. And then we got a penalty in the 90th minute. Pierce missed that. Awful penalty. Genuinely awful penalty. If the keeper goes the other way, it rolls in. But it's one of those where it was like the Saka one in the Euros where easily for the keeper, not in the corner, easy one to save. At that point, I burst out laughing. I was like, we're 3-0 up. Of course, Pierce missed a penalty. I found it hilarious. I then run down to the toilet in the 90th minute and missed the 4th goal. So I've watched it back. It's an easy header from Pierce, but again, really easy half an hour. We just took our foot off the gas. And I know, Ben, you'd be really annoyed about that because we could have put 7 past them. We made it. And then Saturday, Eastleigh. Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. He missed one against Sutton, one against Hartlepool, and then one against Gateshead. So Pierce only scores penalties, has missed 3 now.
Until tomorrow.
Just don't give away a penalty shot. Saturday was Eastleigh. Went 1-0 up, and it could have been about 4 quite early on. We were creating loads of chances. Their keeper kept him in it. Go 1-0 up through Pierce. He'd already had one ruled out, and then takes it really well. He's in the box, comes to him, turns and finishes it. Then by half time, we're 2-1 down because we give the ball away easily twice. And Eastleigh, I think they have the lowest possession in the National League this year. They don't want the ball at all, and they're incredibly good on the transition. We give them the ball twice. They go up at the other end and score. Really, really good goals that weren't defended, but we just gave them the ball. And then we do what we've done basically all season. We had an incredible second half. We scored 3 and it ended 4-2. Craig Hewitt got our 3rd goal after being signed from Chorley. He got 6 in 13 for them this year as a winger. We didn't know much about him coming from Chorley, but you see those goals as a winger and you're quite excited. Ball's cut back to him, and from the edge of the box, he just perfectly passes it into the back of the net. It was a really, really good goal. Stone's got 1 late on as well, and Pierce got the equaliser in the second half. Ball from Alex Hunt across the 6-yard box, and Pierce scores. So we got 2 from open play, which is great. And then, play you lot tomorrow, Shah, which is very exciting.
It's not.
It's
not. I'm going to go to your pitch and put a lot of water on your pitch.
Our pitch is fine. We've got a championship quality pitch. I was doing I was doing my preview for York Press earlier, and I was looking at some of the stats. And it's we're 2 of the top 3 for possession. Wealdstone don't have the second most possession, but York and Rochdale are 3rd. For accurate passes, or the top 5 players are all York or Rochdale players, like Sam Beckwith, Kyron Gordon, Alex Hunt, Mark Kitching, and there's another Rochdale player on there as well. I can't remember who it is. But the way the 2 teams play, you keep the ball to not concede. You've conceded, 8 in 15 games, which is insane. We have the ball to score. We've scored 39 in 17. We're the top scorers in the league. We've scored 10 goals in 10 days in November. And Josh Stones, he's got 3 in 3 now. And
that was everyone. Everyone. He used to play for Oldham. You know what's going to happen. And my voice goes really high when I'm on the defense like Ross out of Friends. I am Ross out of Friends, the female version.
I was having a thought about it though, and Lee, you're not going to like what I'm going to say. I think a lot of the Stones thing comes down to an ego thing with Hinch, because he clearly didn't want him. That first half of the season, he had Pierce up front, he had Sinclair and Nathaniel George on the wing, he had his midfield 3 of Armstrong, Batty and Hunt, and this team was quite solid. Then out of nowhere, we go and sign Stones to annoy Oldham, and that's all it came from. There's rumours it came from above Hinch, and I think there's some links to it. The second half of the season was a bit of a mess. We tried playing them both up front together. We tried against Boston. We lost 3-1, and they looked clueless together. There was times they were used the last 10 minutes or not used at all, and he didn't know how to use him. I think a lot of it came down to an ego thing of, I didn't want him. I had my team of Pierce up front, and I wanted this tactic, and then he was given Stones. Maynard has come in, and here's his squad, here's your 2 strikers, And he's gone, well, this is how I'm going to use him. I've got this young lad. He's hungry. He wants to score goals. And he's being used how Oldham used him. He was so good for Oldham, being a bit of a bully, bit of a bulldog. He's aggressive. And he's being used in that same way. And you watch how he scored goals for Oldham under Mickey Mellon. And Stuart Maynard's just copied it. His goal against Barnsley was brilliant, a header at the back post. He got a really, really good goal against Eastleigh. He's got 3 and 3 for someone that York fans like loan him out, get rid of him. Maynard has no ego about him because he's come in midway through a season. He's got no comment on the squad. These are the players I've inherited. Hinch built this squad and was given a striker he didn't need. And I think that's why it's working. Stuart Maynard's incredibly positive in all his interviews, incredibly mature, incredibly professional. We're scoring goals, and I'm really, really confident for tomorrow. So I'm sorry, Sharp, but I think we're going to win.
No, I'm going to be honest. That's what scares me, because even though we have brought some more physicality into our squad, like we were lacking last season, we do have that little bit of bite about us compared to last season. That's what scares me, the Josh Stones thing, and the fact that he's back to being the physical Josh Stones, like you mentioned, the way Oldham utilised him. You're bringing that in, and that's what scares me. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, yeah, we're going to win, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, because I don't have much confidence, but I'm also not one of them people who can not back my team. I feel like I always have to back my team regardless. Like, we could be bottom of the league and I'll still fight the corner for that team. So I think it does worry me, because previously, and obviously the record against York, both at obviously Dale and York, it's not been the best from our point of view. And even that FA Cup game, it wasn't the best game of football, and we didn't perform to our best. The only thing I'm a little bit happier about at the moment is obviously now we do have Ollie Watmoth in net. He's someone we did really need last game that we played. We obviously got the emergency loan keeper in. I don't think we thought Tom Miles was quite up to scratch. So that is a massive positive.
When you look at the goal that we scored in 90th minute that goes under that keeper, Watmoth keeps that out. So it comes down to those small things. And with Watmoth not being called up, it can be a very, very different game. Your defence is going to have a lot more confidence, because Beckwith and Gordon and who's your other centre-back? Is it Hogan?
No, it's Ebanks. Ebanks Landell.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course it is. They'll have a lot more confidence with him behind him. So it'll be a very different game. And obviously, I know last year you didn't score against us. We beat you 1-0 and 4-0, but the 1-0 game was far closer at our place.
It was.
We've beaten you comfortably twice, but both at Rochdale, whereas the one game we played last year was a hell of a lot closer. So it's going to be weird how tomorrow plays out. With obviously you're going to try and get the ball, control it, and not let us score. We're going to have the ball and we're going to be trying to be on you. I don't know what the squad's going to look like, because on Saturday we had a youth team player on the bench as well as 2 keepers. We've signed Nico Lawrence from, I think he was at MK Dons, and Joe, you were very, very positive about Nico Lawrence, but he's not played like all season. So I think he's going to take a month to get up to match fitness. Craig Hewitt's coming from Chorley, but we lost Ash Palmer, Joe Gray, Alex Newby, and I think there's been another injury somewhere. So it's like we're just trying to get a squad together that is good enough. Our starting 11 is the best in the league, I think, but when it comes to subs, it's a bit patchy. But Joe, can you talk a bit more about Nico Lawrence? Because I saw your tweet and I want to hear more about him.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be interested to see what level he's at, because obviously he's had injuries. But he was brilliant when he was at Torquay, obviously on loan from Southampton. He's almost, I don't want to draw the comparison to Van Dijk, but very similar in that he's just so calm. He just doesn't seem flustered. Sometimes you have like centre halves that are like really aggressive and trying to win the ball, but he's so calm in the way he plays. Obviously, he's come through at Southampton, so he's good on the ball as well. He's not the type of centre half that's just going to go and win it in the air. He's quite good in position, positions himself fairly well, sort of nicks the ball off defenders' toes. And yeah, I mean, if he was still fit, he'd probably be in the Football League, probably be playing in League 2, which obviously York hope they'll be playing in next year. So yeah, I think that's a really, really good sign. I'll be interested to see where he fits in, because Ollie, Callum Howe, Fagan Walcott, Palmer as well, obviously, when they're all fit. So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he plays sort of at the base of midfield because he's like really, really confident on the ball. So it'd be interesting to see whether or not they play him there. But yeah, really, really talented player.
Nice.
It's a weird one for me because obviously, like, I feel like we do have quality in our team, obviously, this season. I'll be really surprised. Obviously, Taryn Alarakia is on international duty. So from an attacking point of view, that's a big, big loss. But we do have Kevin Burko, who is on loan from Salford. He is defensively better than Taryn in that position. So it's a little bit more solid defensively with him. We've obviously got Toby Adebayo rolling, who can obviously get the ball forward. I think they'll drop Conor McBride and possibly play Adi Barlow tomorrow. I think that's one of the changes we will make. Obviously, we'll have Devante Rodney. Very, very happy for Devante Rodney. He did score on Saturday. He missed a penalty, though, unfortunately for us, but it didn't give a scoreline. But Devante Rodney's getting on the goal sheet. Manny Desiree, you know what Manny Desiree can do. Tyler Smith is somebody who has been one of them players where it's frustrated me a little bit, where you can see that potential in Tyler Smith, and there's a player in him. Obviously, he's been at Bradford, he's been at several other clubs, and I just feel like with him, it was kind of one of them players where you're like, you can see so much quality, he just needs a goal. And then obviously at the weekend, he got 2 goals, so he's coming in with confidence now. I don't think he will start because obviously you've got your Devante Rodney, Manny Desiree, and like I said, I personally think we will go with Adi Barlow tomorrow instead of Conor McBride. Conor McBride's still a very, very good player to bring on. But we've got Tyler Smith, obviously. We've got quite a strong bench. You've got the likes of Casey Petit on the bench, Jake Berger, Ian Henderson was on the bench at the weekend because there is rumours going around that Levi Amanche is going to be getting called back to Walsall and possibly going out on loan to a team in Ireland. So I don't think he will feature from what I'm hearing, but I'm not 100% positive because that is just a rumour. But I think they will be the only changes, really. Your Kevin Burko and Adi Barlow coming in because Ryan Easton, Harvey Gilmore, injuries aside, which, touch wood, at the moment, not injured, had no injury. So I think it'll be a pretty similar team to what was out on Saturday against Boston. But I'm still a little bit, I still don't know what to expect because obviously I've not seen us beat York last 2 seasons, and I've seen them pummel us at our place last season. So I don't really know what to expect. But I think I'm hoping and praying it will be a better game than it was at our place in the FA Cup anyway, because I nearly fell asleep during that game. So that's a plus.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's caught it, but I went on a pod yesterday with Luke Walsh,
Yes.
about this game. And I actually said I think there's more pressure on it for York. The fact that obviously, they're at home, they come into it on the back of a couple of really good wins, scoring, a lot of goals. And I think it would be a really close game because, as Morgan said, both teams like to get the ball down and play. I actually picked a combined 11 in which I put 7 York players in, which got a couple of Rochdale fans not happy, but yeah, it's going to be a great. It probably a 0-0 now we've said all that. But yeah, it's going to be a good game.
I think it's our biggest game of the season. Win this, we're in a title race. Lose it, and we're out. Like, we'll be 6 points behind Carlisle, and that's hard to make up with a Carlisle team that haven't stopped winning. Whereas we win, and it's 3 points separating 6th and 1st. Like, win that, and anyone can take the title. Lose it, and it's okay. This is a bit of a hill to climb. So I think it's our biggest game of the season so far. It's a massive, massive game. I don't want to play it down at all.
I'm just going to really quickly as well, while we're on this game and stuff, I will read Luke's match report and I will quickly speak about Dale from the weekend. I did touch on it a little bit. But Luke, I have no idea I know you got your match reports mixed up, so I'm just going to read them all out, everything you've put, and hopefully some of it makes some sense. So he's put Solihull Moors, quite an even game between two awful sides in the National League. Just our keeper, was at fault. 2 of the goals, feel for him as well, and heads dropped after that. And he's also put, couldn't win any physical battles, couldn't tackle, couldn't press, looking clueless on what to do. It really seemed like we couldn't do anything, giving York too much respect. So that was obviously the York match report. I think that was added to the one that I did mention earlier about being a horror show. And then he's put that he's got his match reports mixed up. And then he's laughing at himself for getting his match reports. At least he's laughing at himself. What a birthday, Luke. I hope you've not had any drinks, by the way. I hope this is why you're not getting your match reports mixed up. And then he's put Solihull at home, getting sick of our home form now. We only have won 3 league games at home in 2025. And every time we were at home, I always think we will get beat. Bless you, Luke. And then he's also put, oh no, I've already read that one out. Even I'm getting mixed up now, Luke. You confuse me. And just quickly, I wanted to say that it wasn't because of injured players. It was because Manny Desirue was suspended. And we would have rather been suspended for the Solihull Moors game, not the Southend game. That's what the theory is, and to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if that was right. But everybody knows our pitch is just a shambles at the moment. We are trying to do something about it and look into it a little bit more. But yeah, any little bit of rain in Rochdale and the game's off. But just really quickly, I won't spend too much time talking about this, but touching on the game from the weekend. So we did win 3-1 against Boston. And even looking at the stats, you'd think obviously very comfortable win. Ball possession, we had 64% to Boston's 36. And we had 18 total shots to Boston's 7. But I'll be quite honest with you. Regardless of that, if Boston were that little bit more clinical, they had several chances to get back into the game. And I actually thought Boston made a decent account for themselves, despite the stats. I thought they actually could have, like I said, got back into the game at some point, but they just weren't clinical enough up front. Obviously, as I mentioned, Devante Rodney scored a very good goal. And then he did miss a penalty, and I didn't know he was going to take the penalty, to be honest, because we've not had many penalties recently. And every time we have had a penalty in recent seasons, we don't really seem to want to score the penalties. So I was a bit like, oh, who's going to step up? Desirue was on the pitch. Obviously, you've got your Devante Rodney. He did step up because Adi Barlow wasn't on the pitch, and he's usually our designated penalty taker. And to be fair to Devante Rodney, you all know what he's like. He's just so powerful and powerful shot. It hit the bar. And obviously, just 1-0. And then we made a couple of changes. Tyler Smith, as I mentioned, he's actually Kyron Gordon's half brother as well. So it's really funny because obviously you see Kyron Gordon, who's quite tall and lanky, isn't he, in defence? And then you've got little Tyler Smith, who is a little bit of a handful up top. So, yeah, he really did make an impact when he came on, caused a lot of trouble for Boston's defence. And, yeah, he scored the other 2 goals. And I just think it's a great way to obviously come into it with the York game. And, yeah, another win. Another really, really good win, which I'm happy, but you could tell we was a little bit rusty, considering we'd not played for 2 weeks, and especially at the back, Ebanks Landell, he's been absolutely solid this season for us so far, but you could tell he was off it a little bit, and that little bit of rust, but hopefully, fingers crossed, that is sorted for tomorrow. So, yeah, that is Dale. And Joe, I have seen that you do need to go. So whenever you need to go, honestly, you go. But do you want to promote your socials and NL Full-Time socials as well before you do that?
Yeah, good to be back on again. We're going to
Thank
go. Off the line blog on Twitter, and obviously our pod NL full time. I was in the presenting duties again this weekend, and had Tom Jolly on the first time this year, who's been sort of helping out with editing, an Altrincham fan who was mightily happy on Sunday morning when we recorded it. Check us out on NL full time. My own stuff on Off the Line blog.
And thank you so much for joining us as well. It's been great having you back on.
Yeah, cheers.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye. Right. Ben, I'm going to come to you. Any on here you want to give a mention to?
Oh, it's a tough one, actually. I think Woking, just because they've had a bit of a resurgence, to be fair, under Neil Ardley. They've obviously had a really tough start to the season where sitting in the bottom four, and I thought my prediction was going to come true. they would come back down to National League South, but they found a little bit of form now in recent weeks. It's pushed them, to the brink now of the top half of the division, which, again, is a credit to Neil Ardley, because he wouldn't been in this situation too many times as a manager. He's normally one to always look at the other side of the table. But, he's got him out a bit of a sticky period, and to go away to Tamworth, and Tamworth have slipped a little bit in the last couple of weeks, because obviously we had them, down. Maybe it's one of the surprise packages this year.
Yeah.
And, they've suffered a couple of defeats, and especially one at home where, they don't tend to lose many at home, particularly last year as well, when, they were becoming a well-established team in the division that, on the day could take on anyone, really. So Woking to go away, get 3 points there, no easy feat. So, that would probably be the standout, I would say.
Lee, I'll come to you.
I'm going to say, for me, I'm going to have to say a good away win for Boreham Wood.
Yes.
Again, Bradley, Boreham Wood keeping their momentum going this season. They since coming up, I think they put a few really good results going, and looking at where they are, I don't know if it's a surprise to people, but yeah, I think they're doing really well this season. And could they be a surprise team? Don't know.
Boreham Wood, be strong.
Yeah.
Very, very strong.
Yeah.
Very good manager, but very, very good quality players. Especially the midfield as well. Like I'm glad we played them when we played them first game of the season.
Yeah.
Because looking at it now, I would hate to play them, honestly. I know we've got to play them again at Scotland, but on that first game of the season, and we just beat them, I'm happy we played them then, because I feel like week in, week out now, and if we've obviously got the consistency, we're getting better and better. And a really good team. And Luke Garrard, I know we go on about him a lot on this podcast, but what a great manager he is. He just clicks with them, doesn't he, Boreham Wood? He just clicks with them.
Yeah, I think what they've done well is the fact they haven't changed from last year in terms of their playing style. I mean, obviously they played a certain way for a long time last season, which did get them, sort of successful, but their real, sort of momentum came actually after they lost 4-0 to us, because they completely changed their shape after that, went on a brilliant run, obviously got promoted. And then this year they've sort of just carried on that, and I think apparently the supporters are saying that they've stuck to the same system. They've added a couple of players, in certain areas, and then obviously I think as you've probably seen, Sean, you need a goal scorer to get you to near the top, and obviously I've talked about it a few times. Matt Rush, he got another goal at the weekend. I think that's 14, 15 for the season, and I'm really pleased for him that he's done so well to adapt to the level. He never really broke into the Sutton team, and I'm sure Sutton fans will be looking and probably kicking themselves, thinking, why didn't we give him a chance? Because now they're on the brink, obviously, of firing towards the top. And it's not a surprise they're at the top, because obviously that's the reason why I put them in the playoffs, because I thought they could take that momentum. They've proven that. And, like I say, Luke Garrard's more than capable. He's been in this situation before as a manager with Boreham Wood. He's reached playoffs on a couple of occasions. So this is not a new challenge for him. But, obviously, if Rochdale do hit a bit of a patch, where somebody that don't win a couple of games, then maybe they can put themselves back in the limelight for the title. But it's still quite early to say. But what a start to the season they had. I think if you offered them third place, at this time last year, for the Boreham Wood fans thing, he'd be third in the National League going into, mid-November. I think they'd be snapping your hand off for it. So fair play to them.
Absolutely. Abdul Malik for them, best player I've seen in the National League.
Oh,
He's absolutely
terrifying.
terrifying.
What a player.
It might have been a Brackley game. He got the ball on the halfway line, megged someone, ran into the box and put it in the top corner. Like, he's terrifying. And the best thing that can happen to this league is a League One team signing him on the 1st of January because he's so good.
I think a lot of people were saying that.
It's like just praying.
He's so good. Honestly, I was gonna say exactly the same if no one mentioned it, because I've been watching him and thinking, surely somebody is going to come in for him because he is absolutely quality, like on the ball, the things he does. And like you said, Morgan, I feel like he does suit League One more than he would League Two, the way he plays football and stuff. But
what players that have gone to League One, like Tyrese Shade that was at Eastleigh, he went up to League One. Abdul Malik's better than him. Like, Tyrese Shade was really 100%. Good. Abdul Malik's better than him. And Abdul Malik will fit into League One so easily when a team buys him. It's a matter of time.
The only thing as well, I think he's got 2 years left in his contract, I think. So, because I know he signed a pretty hefty deal in that at the back end of last year, because they probably thought that a lot of clubs would be in after him. So, I'd love to see the transfer fee. But do you know what? That would be nice, actually, because Boreham would like taking a lot of players. So, if some League One teams could take a few of theirs this time, then they'll know how it feels. So, it's not me being But yeah, I think that he's far too good for this level now. Abdul Malik, I think he's proved himself that. I think that could be the best thing that could happen for any teams that are challenging for the title, because it'll be a big influence for them for why they would push towards the title push, maybe.
Or I'm going to do a Lee now, like he did for Worthing, and poach Ollie Pearce. I'm going to poach him like the Ogden family. The Ogden family have a little bit of cash behind them. We've not actually spent that much this season because we did get Desiree, Mancini, and a lot of our players on free transfers. I mean, I'm pretty sure Casey Petit we paid a fee for, but a lot of the other ones we actually got on free contracts. So if the Ogden family wants to splash the cash in any way, I would welcome him with open arms. I honestly, let's do it. I mean, it's not going to happen. I'm living in a dream world now, and I'm probably going to wake up in a minute and think, what are you talking about, Charlotte? Why did you just embarrass yourself? But you never know. You've got to try these things. And if Abdul Malik, if you are watching, if you want to come to Dale, you go for it, lad. You probably will need your armbands. You will need a snorkel suit to play your home games, but we do great pies, and you get to meet Desmond the Dragon. How could you turn it down?
Win-win.
Exactly. Quite try, haven't you? Jen, I'm going to come to you. Any others on here you do want to give a mention to or talk about in the National League?
I'm going to mention Aldershot and Forest Green, because what an account Aldershot made of themselves against a team that is fighting in the title charge at the minute. And I just think for Aldershot, it's incredible for them to even try and make a comeback in that game, because Forest Green easily could have buried more goals and put it dead and buried, but Aldershot still came out fighting in the second half, and you've got to give credit for him for going at a team like that. And I generally think Aldershot are a really good team as well. So for them to put 2 goals past Forest Green and very, very close to making it a draw, I just think it's incredible for them and their fans.
Definitely. Similar to Morecambe, though, aren't they, where they scored a lot of goals this season, but they just cannot seem to tweak that defence. It's mental. Even under John Coleman, who people have associate with your dirty football and your defensive kind of football, they just, at the moment, they're still leaking the goals, but they are scoring them, which is really, really good. But yeah, from a Forest Green point of view as well, another win for them. It's so annoying. Why are all you teams winning, Morgan? I'm blaming you, Morgan. I'm blaming you for Forest Green as well, and Carlisle. I'm just blaming you.
Everyone.
I'm just deflecting my anger from our pitch, because it's just going to be like last season where we have to play every single Tuesday in March and April and Ryan East is going to get injured again, and our players are going to get injured, and then we're going to bottle it, and then we're going to bottle the playoffs. And no, I'm not going to do that. Big positive. Big positive. You know, if we beat York tomorrow, I'll be like, yes, we're pissed in the league. We've won it already. I'm joking.
Thing is
that go on, Morgan, go on.
I was going to say, Rochdale kind of allowed Carlisle to do this because we put 5 past them. Then you beat them 2-0. They conceded 7 goals in 4 days. Since then, they've won every game, I think. They beat Reading. Like, they just don't stop winning. I think they drew
it's like
with,
we've poked the bear. We've poked the bear.
This is your fault, but let carry on.
No, it's your fault.
So, Shah, when it rains in Rochdale, do they open that as the new water park and swimming pool?
Yeah, swimming pool. Honestly, get your wellies on because we can go and splash in muddy puddles like Peppa Pig. Honestly, it's a new water park. I know a couple of people in the chat were obviously mentioning about Dale's pitch as well, and I have mentioned it a couple of times, but it's just a drainage at the moment, and it's always been like it's been for that like that for absolute years now. For his one side of the pitch, what just doesn't drain the water, and I know we should have sorted it. I know they've mentioned it was apparently a couple of million to sort it and stuff. So they went for the pitch covers, and then there's rumours of people saying about there's been rumours for a very long time, like going round, like do they want to still stay there or will it be a bigger issue in the long run? Do we want to like go somewhere else and try and build a new ground somewhere? There's loads of different like reasons at the moment to why, and theories to why obviously they're not sorting this out, and it's just got to a point now, and I know one of the directors at Rochdale who worked for obviously the Ogden family, he put a statement out and he's just said obviously there is a lot going on, just please be patient at the moment. They are looking into it, and if they could have done it like the right way and fought for money out in pre-season, they would have done that, but I just think it just wasn't feasible then to do that for financial situation. So as much as people say, oh, you've got a lot of money behind you, I think with the Ogden family at the moment, they don't want to automatically come in and splash that cash and then go back to obviously be in debt and then go back to obviously how it was. So yeah, there's just a lot going on, but this is one of the reasons why. And I agree with people when they come at me and they're like, oh, yeah, I think this will be one of the reasons Rochdale maybe don't win the title. And it wouldn't surprise me either, because it happened last season where we were all like, oh, you've got to look at Rochdale, look at them there in 4th place, and they've got so many games in hand. But I'd rather have the points on the board than the games in hand. And you think the 3 games in hand that we do have is York, Southend, and Scunthorpe. It's like
Yay.
Exactly. So that's do you know what? You've got me back onto Rochdale again. I wanted to go off. I don't want to talk about Dale anymore.
Basically, Shah, if it weren't for the drainage, you'd be playing in the Premier League right now. Is that what we're trying to say?
We'd be Champions League and everything. We would be absolutely pissing the whole of football. I'm joking. We would honestly, everyone would be like, oh, Rochdale, like I'm just sick of Rochdale. You know, like Manchester United, like were under Alex Ferguson. We'd be like that under Jim McNulty in the Premier League.
What are you saying? If it wasn't for the drainage, Ryan Reynolds would have bought Rochdale instead of Wrexham. It would have been welcome to Rochdale.
Yeah, everything. Do you know what? I can't wait for people to just come in here now and automatically think that we're not bantering and I'm being absolutely serious. So I just wanted to put a spoiler alert out. I'm taking the
go on TikTok after we beat you tomorrow night. About 10 o'clock tomorrow night, TikTok, we will piss this league.
I am going to be that clip where York fans do not watch the whole part of this. Think I'm not being a humble fan, which I have been. All season. I still am. They'll just see that. It'll trigger them and I'll be a clip like every time we play you, Morgan. They'll just put that.
I'll just get that sorted. But anyway, All
Do
publicity,
not. Do not.
all publicity. Sure, if we've got views on this podcast, all publicity is good publicity.
True. They'll all think I'm a bloody gobshite, though. Sorry for swearing. Any other games anybody does want to speak about? I know we did touch on Carlisle, and I think it is only fair to obviously mention the Carlisle win because it was a tough game. Southend isn't an easy game, is it? Especially away from home. Very long trip, but they won again, haven't they, Morgan? They've won again.
I mean, I watched some of it because they put it on TikTok of all places. I watched some of it. Regan Linney and Chris Conclark just doing what they've always done. They're brilliant. As Chris said, Southend Carlisle was on TikTok. I watched some of it, and it's just those two being brilliant. And I think fair play to Carlisle fans because I'm fairly sure they had the biggest away following of the weekend, which, considering the distance, that's really, really impressive. And obviously, I know Southend are always like in and around the playoffs. I don't know if they're feeling a little bit disappointed in themselves, but yeah, really good win for Carlisle, and they're top now. I think. Can you go top? If you win tomorrow, or is it Forest Green? One of you can go top tomorrow. I think you can go top. Yeah, you can go top. You can go up to 40.
Yeah. You know it's not going to happen, though. So.
No, but we might as well say it.
No, do not get my hopes up just to be shattered right back down to reality. Do you know what, Morgan? I'd love it now. If you're all confident and we go to York.
You wouldn't hear from me for like 2 weeks.
You would not be on this podcast, would you?
No.
No. You'd go back on holiday.
Here in 6 months, guys.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. We've got Morecambe straight afterwards, so you'll beat us, then Jen will beat us, and I was like, well, yeah, I'm not coming back.
Stupid.
Nah, you know what's going to happen?
Right,
Dale will lose
on my birthday.
Dale will lose to York, and then Morecambe will go and visit.
Greatest birthday present you can ask for.
And then I can clip myself going, Morecambe pissed it. And tag you in it. Oh man, this podcast, we need to end it soon, don't we? Because this is going west. Just really quickly as well. I mean, Altrincham, a very, very good win for Altrincham. I know obviously it was against Truro, but we all did say this season the key to Truro picking up points would be the home form, wouldn't it? I know it was only 1-0, but I know Altrincham have been struggling as of late too. So a very, very good win for them. I'm just trying to see any other ones. Scunthorpe, obviously winning, which annoys me too. Does it annoy you, Morgan?
Not really. I've just come to expect it. It's like you just have to do your job. Like I know you're talking about like the points on the board. You just have to kind of expect they're going to win. It's like, cool, if we just keep winning, we'll just keep up. And if someone does drop points, like if Aldershot had got their third in that comeback that Jen mentioned, or if Scunthorpe hadn't scored and it had only ended 0-0, like you just kind of expect them to win and then hope that you win and they drop points somewhere, because for the rest of the season I feel like you're going to expect them to win, even though in the National League anyone can beat anyone. So don't annoy me, you just expect it.
And another result I did want to point out as well is obviously Hartlepool winning. So Hartlepool did win. I know Halifax did miss a penalty, and Campbell did score the only goal of the game for Hartlepool. And something I did want to address really quickly as well. Obviously, it is to do with the initiative, isn't it? The 3 Up, 3 Down campaign. And games will be kicking off at 3 minutes past 3 on Saturday with a 3 Up campaign stuff in the National League games and leagues below. That's actually Aldershot who we have. So it's 2 podcast derbies, because obviously we've got York tomorrow and then we've got Aldershot at home on Saturday. And I know Rob was saying in our group chat, it was like, oh, we'll get our beating off you, but it wouldn't surprise me because you've got John Coleman in charge now. If it's not the beating that we usually give to them, but we'll talk about that another time. So I do have the National League table up here. My phone's not working, so I'm going to have to squint. Sorry, guys. So top of the table, we do have Carlisle United on 39 points. Boreham Wood is second on 38 points. Rochdale are third on 37 points. Scunthorpe United are fourth on 36 points. Fifth, we have Forest Green Rovers on 35 points. York City are sixth on 33 points. Southend United are seventh on 29 points. And then in the relegation zone, 21st, we have Sutton United on 13 points. How close is this? Braintree Town are 22nd on 13 points. Morecambe are 23rd on 13 points. And Truro City are bottom of the National League on 12 points. But even Aldershot, like, they're still on 13 points, aren't they? Obviously, I say a better goal difference. Like, just strictly speaking, a number, it's still not great, is it? -8. But even looking at Gateshead there, 19 points, but with a -16 goal difference.
Hey, it's not -20.
True.
Can we do some more as well? Can we just some more Wildstone as well? Like that, where they are at the moment? Because I must admit, when they got beat 4-0 by York a few weeks ago, I thought that would be the start of them starting to slip down the table. But then since then they've gone and won 4 in a row in all competitions, and that again, I think 3 of them are at home. I think they've been absolutely solid at home this season, Wildstone. I think they can make their ground a fortress. It's not the typical National League ground, is it? It's a typical non-league ground where it's very enclosed. You're very close to the action, but that's Sam Cox delivering again. I mean, they're just over halfway to getting what was their target at the start of the season, which is 50 points already, and they're not even really just about a third of the way through. So incredible what they're doing at the moment, and who knows, by the end of the weekend they could be sitting in the top 7, which would be remarkable.
Definitely. Such a good job as well. I know we've mentioned it, but Sam Cox, and not that I think he's a really likable guy, a really likable guy, and he's a really intelligent. I know, obviously, football, and you have the people who then do become managers, and they're obviously ex-football players and things like that. But I feel like he's a very, very intelligent football manager, and he reads the game really, really well. Obviously, the style of football that he does want to imprint in his team as well, I do really enjoy. But yeah, he's doing a really, really good job. Really, really good job. I'm so sorry, I'm going to cough. So that is the end of the podcast. Thank you so much to each and every person for watching. As always, even though Joe did have to leave, we are in a collaboration with NL Fulltime. But Ben, talk to us. Where can everybody find you on the socials?
If anyone wants to be bothered where to find my tweets at all, which, to be honest, probably aren't the best.
Yeah, we do.
Sorry, I just got myself there. Ben Stone's FC1.
It off me. I'm giving you all my lurg, yeah. Especially you, Morgan. I'll breathe on you.
This one podcast could be ill. I'm not doing another one.
Jen, where can everybody find you and all the stuff you do as well?
So it's find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. It's JenHunt _ on there. I also do an F1 podcast, but we won't be doing one until the season is done. Because it's rather stressful for 2 of my friends at the minute. But it is Girls in the Grandstand. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube as well.
And I just wanted to say, while we're on air as well, congratulations to the pair of you, because you have joined. Spoiler alert, even though Sam did tweet it, but spoiler alert to anyone who's not seen a spoiler alert. Ben and Jen are part of the new Absolute Football Podcast social media team. Woo! Promotion. just thought I'd say that, by the way. Lee, Morgan, work harder.
Do you know what? Ollie Pearce is all I'm going to send you tomorrow. Ollie Pearce.
Do it.
You've just been Ollie Pearce.
Yeah, picture of him as well.
You know I'm only joking. Morgan, where can everybody find you and your fantastic work?
Everyone can find me, if you want to, on Twitter, @_Morgan_Bruce. With the baseball season finished, Junior Moraes fan club will be a little bit less annoyed at me now. But yeah, you can find my random York City tweets there, and my preview for tomorrow's game, and then any others in York Press, which I'll be tweeting out tomorrow when that goes live.
Love it, love it. And Lee, it's been an absolute pleasure having you back. We have all really, really missed you. Where can everybody find you on the socials and your fantastic channel too?
Thank you. Yeah, so everyone can find me on, obviously, YouTube is Football League Adventures, and on Twitter is Football League Adventures 2. And also, if I just can, on a Sunday night now, I've just started my first podcast. Second episode in. It's called Sunday Vibe, where I get on all sort of local Sussex non-league managers, and it's on for an hour from 7:30 till 8:30, and it is just a general football chat.
Love it. Go check it out, everyone. Go check it out. But if he tweets me saying Ollie Pace, don't check it out. I'm joking. I'll take that back if you say Ollie Pace to me. I'm joking. And if anybody does want to find me on the socials, I am SharXRAFC. That is on Twitter, it's on TikTok, it's on Instagram. My Dale Way podcast is Dale Way on YouTube and Spotify if you want to listen to that. We are going to be recording a new episode soon. It's just difficult at the moment because we're all busy, us girls, and Leanne is actually sunning it up in the Maldives right now. So I don't think she does want to be recording a podcast when she's having the time of her life in the Maldives. And obviously, of course, my Her Game 2 stuff, Rochdale HGT on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Nearly forgot that one. And the main socials. We are the Absolute Football Podcast. On Twitter, we are Absolute Ball Pod. On YouTube and Twitch, we are Absolute Football Podcast. TikTok, we are Absolute Football Pod. Instagram, Absolute Football Podcast _ Blue Sky, Absolute Football. And on Facebook, we are the Absolute Football Podcast. And we have 4 live shows a week, all at 8:30. So if you haven't already, turn on the bell notification on YouTube because it will tell you as soon as we put new content out. And when we do go live, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please, please, please do. We would really, really appreciate it. And yeah, on a Monday, we are Absolutely Non-League in collaboration with NL Fulltime, where we talk National League North, National League South. On a Tuesday, the fantastic Sam is back talking all things Premier League on the Absolutely Premier League show. We do cover bits of Europe too, as well as all things Premier League, so make sure you do check that out. And then women's football, Absolutely Women's Football. They are on a Wednesday with Freya and the rest of Team Chaos, where they do cover WSL and WSL2. And you can find me again if I haven't put you off already with tonight's rants and just being an idiot like usual. If you can tolerate me, come back on a Thursday. We are Absolutely Lower League, where you can find myself and the rest of the rowdy rabble. We talk EFL Championship, League One and League Two. If you do want to join as a YouTube member, you get special perks, emojis. You also get some Meet the Team episodes too. Ant has been the recent one. Ben has done one. I think Freya's done one as well. So if you do want to become a YouTube member, you do get special perks. And also on our channel, you can catch up with all of our live shows, as well as special interviews that we've done as well, club episodes, and of course, our Women in Football series, which is in partnership with the amazing campaign that is Her Game 2. The season has came to a close, but it will be back. So make sure you catch up on all of the other ones first before the new season is back. But as always, thank you so, so much to each and every one of you who has supported us. We do really appreciate it. We love talking football to you. And yeah, I'm not getting too cocky now. I'm sorry for being nasty, Morgan. You know, I love you really. And I promise it's all love. But yeah, hope you all have a lovely Tuesday. Just not you. Sorry.